in the Uplift report and said that Oranga Tamariki had breached domestic and international laws. And they had conducted those uplifts, and we want to know why there has not been an investigation into those criminal activities of those social workers that were then supported by the New Zealand police operating like Gestapo. And under the European trials, just following orders is not going to mitigate the circumstances around your abuse.
Thank you!
We want you people in jail. We want you strung up. There is no future for Oranga Tamariki. It must be closed. It causes more harm than good. It's unlawful. You guys are not operating as social workers. You're operating as a lawless pack of Gestapos operating on Nazi eugenics to target low-income people, and you're causing havoc in our families, creating a growth explosion of mental health and trauma, and we want you guys gone. OT must be closed. We express our New Zealand Bill of Rights 1990 and Brooker versus New Zealand Police Supreme Court of Appeal, which says that we can protest outside your home. So, pack up your bags, throw it in, and all you foreign social workers, bugger off. You don't know what you're doing. You're only here to get immigration status, and we've had enough. You pack up and pack your bags, and this caustic culture of you old cronies with an Oranga Tamariki, you need to be pushed from the top. It's well overdue. We came after Moss, and we got her, and we got Lambert, and then the minister who wouldn't listen to the victims, Tracy Martin, she took down New Zealand First because she wouldn't listen to us. And you guys just create and fabricate perjurous lies and corruption on a scale that is off the planet. The only reason you've got any successes is because we've got a lawless judiciary that supports the state and doesn't care about the fragile rights of an individual. But we are getting a bigger voice more and more.
Go for it. Have a voice. Get ahead.
Gotta throw them under the bus, mate.
Dad, you carry it on.
Okay. Oh, get up there.
Get your lawless lives under control and do us right by our community. Too many kids are in state demons in the youth. No matter the abuse, use like what they hear. You do not
Carla,
care. That is the problem.
come back from the road a bit.
All your lawless lives, fabricated information, and what are you doing about it? Nothing. There are loving kids and safe warm houses out there that our community know and belong to. You need to stop it. How many times? Tamariki and Wano, one kids back. And you, what do you do about it? Absolutely nothing. Instead of sitting there, putting them in danger, you know what the right thing to do is. Do that damn paperwork. Bring our Tamariki home to where they know they I know you are in there, and I know you can see us, because I can see you too. So instead of sitting there hiding behind your closed doors like usual, get off your damn asses and do the jobs that you are paid for. Keep our Tamariki safe, give them back to the fathers who love them, and actually go for the kids that actually need you, which is very hardly any. Stop your guys' racism against Māori, because we won't stand for it. We're gonna have our voices here no matter what you like. Unlike you, we stand up for our tamariki. We stand up for what's right. We don't need to hide behind closed doors. Why? Because we do nothing but tell the truth. Something that Oranga Tamariki have no idea of how to do.
Dean Weebly, how is it possible to turn around and be able to have your iwi involved when your social workers purposely keep the iwi off of the records? 7AA says that the family has the right to have other whānau involved. However, you and your office keep denying these whānau the right to do that. Section 39 uplift orders shouldn't be happening to be rubber stamped by the courts, and there's no evidence being heard. There is proof of this on the e-duty systems. You've got Section 78 that shouldn't be getting applied for by your Section 101, Home for Life. Whānau's are led to believe Home for Life is exactly that, it's Home for Life. However, none of the whānau's know that under Section 125 of the Oranga Tamariki Act and Section 126, any whānau member can apply to have those orders discharged. It's also the same as Family Court Rules 2002. Rule 34C says they have the right to rescind those orders. Every whānau has the right to not get heard at the family court because the orders that you've applied for to go to the High Court and apply for an originating application to bring that particular case into the High Court. So
Thank you!
That's been submitted by social workers. At the end of the day, you should be doing the job properly. I would say 98% of the kids that come into care are not supposed to actually be in here. It's all because of lies that are told through affidavits. And no supporting evidence for it, and because you don't require it, because Section 71 of your Act says that the court does not have to require evidence from you. So if the court does not have to require the evidence from you, what is being submitted forward to get these children under care when they should not actually be there? How do you justify leaving a child in a OT approved caregiver's care that's been hit multiple times?
A long time no see. Yeah, but fucking shitty circumstances, every security, yeah. But yeah.
You're on now,
quite clearly understand, you know.
Yeah.
As you know, since the case was presenting, so.
Yeah.
There's a lot of the finals that go into it. They see what they want to see, and that's it. Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. Spring college, yeah. I see it. Go on, you both are. Okay, sweetie. Throw them under the bus.
You know, in New Zealand there's an anti-smacking law. Now, how do Oranga Tamariki deem a child to be safe when they're hurt multiple times, and yet they turn around and they try and use a hospital like an orphanage instead of taking the child out of the care of the caregiver they have? It's bloody ridiculous. A hospital is not an orphanage. You know children are being abused in care, but you choose to ignore it because you think nobody will fight back. Well, unfortunately, there is plenty of whānau that will fight back when they know their rights with it. They have plenty of rights under your Act and under the Family Court rules, and they're just not aware of it. And I'll do as much as I can to make any whānau aware of it and fight back against Oranga Tamariki, because you do not deserve to have the children in care.
Let's go too. Anyone else want to have a say? say. Thank you. I think, hang on, it's coming to my head.
Yeah, I know. I know. I'm trying to keep you on top. I'll go forward with you.
Hiding behind your lawless lies is not going to save you. Hiding behind the family court will not save you. Just like ministers who do nothing. Calvin Davis, Suwata Garner, you may be the new people elected into there, but what do? You do nothing. Steve Webley, you do nothing. How many times people come to you, no matter whether it's email or in person? What do you explain? Oh, I don't have that information in front of me. But yet you know, you claim to know, you know what's going on. You sign off how many illegal things, how many unjustified things. No wonder why the social workers are the way they are. When they have a person who is a site manager like yourself, you do nothing. The social workers, what do they have to look up to? Nothing but a spineless person. Because that's what you are. You have the information. Oranga Tamariki have the information to do what is right by any Tamariki, but you choose not to. But yet when you get asked, oh, do you have kids of your own? Oh, you don't like that, why do you? Just like I know for a fact, you do not like being called racist. But listen, there's the thing, you exactly are that. You are racist. You are biased. Oranga Tamariki speaks of nothing but lies, racism, and that's what it comes down to. Get your shit in line and do what is right.
Yeah, that was Oranga Tam.
You claim we have no support. Yeah, we have all the support we need and more. How many protests around the country happened? How many people have been treated? They will not stand for your bullshit. It's only a matter of time before you lose your job, you close down. And then where you going to run to? Then how you going to fill your paycheck? You cannot get any better because you have nothing. Sticking in Tofano just because you actually have no parent protection concerns is not going to help you. Get your shit together, sort it out, give our Tamariki back. That's what it's all about. Give our Tamariki a voice.
Because she would start suffering anxiety, she would have depression, and she would be suicidal.
Hey, gosh. There's a lot of me. And like usual, they're sitting in there hiding.
Why is it that when whānau have a report of concern come in about them, Oranga Tamariki, instead of working with the whānau to be able to try and get it sorted, if there is actually a report of concern and not just a malice call, at the end of the day, you know, you can work with whānau, but you choose not to. Instead, you choose to go and get uplift orders, which really aren't needed if you work with a whānau, okay? And the courts go and give them a stamp on it, okay? The problem is, people are told that they act harmful and abusive towards their children. History shows that Oranga Tamariki are far more harmful and abusive to any child in their care. Most stories that you hear about don't involve very bad harm, most of them. But isn't it strange how the state has children in care, and in the last few years alone, we've been hearing about so many children dying in the care of the state. Now, how is that possible when it's supposed to be the ministry for vulnerable children? Yet you make them more vulnerable and abuse them more. You know, whānaus out there deserve a break to be able to actually have their children and try and work with you. If you can't work with the whānau, then let somebody who will, instead of just taking children. You know, it's like you have a quota system. This is not New Zealand police, and they're just as bad. How is it that all state departments can deem a child safe when it's obvious the children are not safe?
Down with Oranga Tamariki! Throw them under the bus! OT must close!
You're thinking. You're thinking.
Neither do I. But every time I get fighted, as they put it, you know.
So what? It should be.
Because you work with whānau, why is it that whānau ora, they actually work with whānau? They don't try to just uplift the children. They work with the whānau. They get to know the whānau. They get to know the tamariki. But what kind of relationship do you social workers, let alone anyone above you, have with our tamariki? You don't. When the child shies away from you, it shows they do not trust you. Yeah, places again like Hokaribarae and whānau ora, they have that trust. They have that relationship with not only tamariki but also whānau. Take a leaflet or even a couple of pages out of your book, and then you'll actually know what it takes to work with whānau, to work with tamariki, and ensure those tamariki are actually being cared for appropriately and safe. Not put them in harm's way and not create more abuse for them underneath your guys' system. That's what you do, nothing but harm and abuse. And you are the ones that have to eventually go to counselling, any sort of therapy for it. It's the outboard tamariki that do. No wonder why half of them, 3/4 of them end up in the justice system behind bars, because you create the psychological, the emotional trauma that leads them to there. No tamariki wants them to go through that, but you create it, you continue it. And what do you do to fix it? Oh, when it gets too tough for you, use your brush underneath the carpet, try and discharge them from your guys' custody, underneath state care. You don't try and actually help those tamariki, you just brush them off. Never mind about what you could brings them. They no longer feel safe, they no longer feel secure. Yet the whānaus that are loving and caring, where you've taken them from, that's what they know.
I'll be waiting for the
You
judge
try
to
and
release minutes
destroy
on
the
this.
relationship with whānau.
He did it last time.
But please do it there, tamariki.
I went into the
That's what you
courtroom,
feed on.
and she was being questioned,
But you
and
don't
he was
like
asking who
it
put all the
when
videos
the
up.
tamariki
Then they hounded
have
and hounded,
that
and I went, I
bond
did.
and
And that stage
relationship
stopped.
with your whānau that you cannot break.
Because at the end of the day, okay, nobody knows what goes on behind closed doors. Yeah. And so when you turn around and like, okay, you got straight on for the thing, put a memorandum in to say to the courts, they are putting live videos up. They're putting videos up, right? And so the judge, they've asked the judge to put an order in place saying you can't do that. He's turned around and put minutes out saying if you don't stop, I'll go to the Solicitor General. My answer is, go. We'll take it up there. We're already in the High Court with it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But they think they can silence people. That's what it is.
I don't use a registration or warrant.
Yep. You know, that's what the judge in this case has been doing the whole time, just trying to, like the social workers and they're all trying to shut us down. And it's like, well, you can do that, but you know, and I told them straight in the court, if you don't make the right decision today, I'm going to the High Court. We went to the High Court because we got told there was no date for a hearing. And after going to the High Court the next morning, she got minutes getting a date 3 months later. It's, but I'm not sure of how all that stuff works, so I've just been going through and doing whatever we can to do it.
But you don't go by that.
But yeah, no, we just using their own acts against them. And like they don't like that, and they don't like the fact that both her and myself are self-represented. So it means that they can't turn around and find out what's going on.
And then you want to have the company get back to the parents of their whānau when, unfortunately, their company has passed away. It shows how gutless you are. It shows how you have no self-conscious.
One was getting bashed by the koro.
Yeah.
One was getting bashed by the koro, and they took them off my dad and sent them back to the one that bashed them.
And they do that.
And pretty close.
Huana, this is a few whānaus. Not just one. Where's my home sign? They didn't want to. Thank you! Do you ever go for the bigger phone? Sorry? Do you ever go for the bigger phone?
Oh.
Yeah, you can.
No. I know I could, but
It's up to you, but it's there if you want to. Just go up, he'll be happy to let you.
put more my anger in my fucking complaint letter. If I have got any anger.
Don't even need to be that good. Just if you want to voice something, then it's there.
I am thinking about it. Thank you. Cool.
If you want to turn on the microphone, you can go for it.
Oh no, that's okay. Yeah. You always know you're not the only one in this situation, but to do something about it. Good on you. Well done. Set up be here. Freaking assholes. I wish there was more of a turnout. I'll probably get arrested.
They'll be hating it because it's going viral.
Cover me.
No, they're just jealous. They hate it because the last one we went into the actual office, it went viral and they didn't like it.
Hence the security.
Yep, because they knew that I had plastered everywhere on Facebook.
Yep.
I'm like, I don't care.
Yep.
Tough, get over it. Do your job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did it.
Down with the
It only comes up after this. Whereas like academy course, okay, we have a cut of
And the third lot of windows is where they were looking out at us. I already did. Dad needs to talk on you.
And they say, oh no, I can't have that.
So therefore not a good sign.
I don't. You should voice about that on there. Just talk about it. They don't like that.
I already talked about it.
No. You can't.
Oh. Yeah, but then I'm going to pay attention to it.
Oh, it fell down again. It's not really working. Huh?
Oh, okay. So what are you trying to say?
Do you have a word on life?
Whatever you want me to say.
Whatever you want to say. Just need it. Does it flip around? Oh no. Oh, there we go.
Well, this is for the public. You know, Families for Justice and United were formed because we were trying to explain to the community about the lawless criminal activities of Oranga Tamariki. When I first got involved, they took my children under Section 78 and I was trying to rescue them from drug dealers with AK-47s. And it's very difficult for parents whose children have been removed because everybody turns around and say there must be a reason why. Well, I've just got to tell you, often with Oranga Tamariki there's absolutely no reason whatsoever. They do it because they target low income individuals, single mothers. You know, they're just an outrageously lawless, corrupt, perjurous organisation. Now, the problem you've got is with the family court. Now, the family court is also the mental court, so they're always going to try and push some mental agenda with the court. Now, how it's supposed to work is that the judiciary is supposed to be independent of the state. But that's not what's happening in New Zealand. So, the judiciary is supposed to be the interposer of power between the overwhelming power of the state, which when you deal with Oranga Tamariki is every single state organisation in New Zealand. It's a all of government approach versus the fragile rights of an individual, you know, being a parent who's not geared up to have all the taxpayers' money with the lawyers and all of that, and you're just overwhelmed by the power of this outrageous lawless organisation. So how we discovered that the judiciary was supporting the state over the rights of individuals was where there was a report. The special UN reporter came to New Zealand in 2000 and expressed grave concern about the judicial system in New Zealand for its independence, for its immunity to prosecution for judges, and the ability to discipline or fire judges that were outrageously behaviour. So, because while a judge has got immunity, he's going to support the group that's going to give him an immunity, which is the state, right? And so they brought about a thing called the Judicial Commissioner's Review Office in about 2005. But when you look at the laws, none of it talks about disciplining judges at all. It talks about that it can't fire judges. But of the 3,500 reviews by judges since 2005 to 2019, none have been upheld. Not one. So something definitely shonky and screwy has been going on in New Zealand, because I can't believe that all the judges in New Zealand, out of all these reviews, are absolutely perfect. It's not true. We do have corrupt judges, we do have lawless judges, and we definitely have serious problems in the secrecy of the family court, because we can't produce any information for the public about the cases going on in the family court, because it's all about not publishing material, the secrecy of the court, and you're threatened to be put in jail if you produce any information on the family court. So they just hide behind this, and it's getting more and more lawless, and we've really got to stand up and do something about it. Otherwise they're just going to be knocking at your friend's door or your door or anybody else's door, and they're going to take your children. So the most important thing I want you to know is that not all people who get involved with Oranga Tamariki are bad parents, right? It's a stigma, and we know that taking children into Oranga Tamariki, 60% of them are sexually or physically abused, and that's their own stats. And something definitely has been going on, because we've got between 250,000 and 460,000 New Zealanders claiming they were sexually abused in state care. So that's in the Royal Commission on Sexual Abuse. So we're not making any of this up. Even the Ombudsman came out about the Oranga Tamariki in the recent report on the uplifts and said that OT broke domestic and international law. And the police that went round and operated like Gestapos to take those children away cannot use the fact that they were under instructions to do it as an excuse, because the Nuremberg trials was really clear. Just because you're under orders does not stop the ability of anybody to prosecute you. But what I want to know is, why have none of these people been held to account? Not one. And so we just allow the continual lawless criminal behaviour of the state to perpetrate. And, eventually it will come to your door. And it came to mine. And I was a business person. And, all I can do is try and educate the public that not every single person that gets involved with Oranga Tamariki is a bad parent. Yes, there are some that shouldn't have their children on the grounds of methamphetamine, mental health or domestic violence. Totally agree. But the number that they're taking is outrageous. And they're just a pack of lawless bullies. Well, you want to be a bully? Fine. Then be well prepared to get a punch in the nose, because it's coming. The people are not going to put up with this kind of behaviour. Anyway, that's the live from us today in the Hutt. You're on live.
Oh.
Another victim, and a whole lot of really tough blokes standing up for the kids. My boys. Dirty cops, brother. I haven't touched any of it.
Go. So you've come down, feel free, and come support the cause. Get it out there for all our tamariki. If you can hear toots, this is one of the reasons why. So it says Hong for Oranga Tamariki to close. And we'll just flip turn around. Got Sawada, and then on the other side we've got Toot. If your family has been torn apart by basically the orangutans or family court. Got security guy over there, but he's really good. Unfortunately, he's also another victim of the system. Still, no one has bothered yet to even come down and show their faces, but that's nothing unusual. Justice for Kids, yep, they are lying pieces of shit. J. Marty, yep, nothing but false accusation and storytellers that feed off their lies.
So Calvin Davis, hurry up and get the kids back to their homes.
Jay, I will need to find out from the person who was talking about that, because yeah, I didn't know. Thank you. Didn't know anything about that until when we're over by family court and they said something on the live. Oh, can you get a picture of just the kids' signs?
Show the lady up there.
Oh, Justice for Kids. They just want. Can you go together? Justice for Kids just want to get a photo of the kids. The Justice for Kids, the page on Facebook, they just want to get a picture of the kids with the signs. Do you just want to come together and then I can just do it? So they, if you guys, someone on the live screenshots it, then that will be the easiest way. Can you let me know when you've got it so I can let them go apart? Justice for Kids, can you comment when you've got the picture, please? Because I cannot take it on here. Yeah, cool. They've done it. Thank you. Okay, sure, anyway. Go for it. Yeah, go for it. Typical, still nothing. They don't bother coming out, and they won't, because that's just how gutless they are. I think I'll end the live here in case we do go to the DHBs and try and get the word out there. Yeah, but if everyone can make both this live and the last live that I did go viral and get the word out for our Tamariki to have their voices heard, then yeah, all the support is much appreciated. So for now I'm gonna end this live, and yeah, if we go to the DHBs and do the protest there, I will go live again, but yeah. Thank you! But stay tuned, because yep, the ways that we have created, we're gonna create them, we're gonna keep making them bigger. And they can say what they like, but it shows that even the cars that are just driving past, there's support there. They just don't like it. They're too gutless to come out from behind closed doors and face us. So I'm gonna end this live, try to get some more toots, and yeah, we'll see where we go from here. Thank you for all joining this live, and yeah, can feel free to follow this journey, because yeah, I do from time to time post updates of my own personal journey with these lawless fuckers, basically. But yeah, thank you very much. And yeah, like I said, if we go to DHBs, I will then go live there as well. Thank you.